Hey everybody, welcome back to a new episode of the King Chase. Today I have quite a beautiful example, I would say. It's the game in board against Strumillo, correspondence game from 1922. It's white to move. We're just pretty much out of the opening and, well, white started what is maybe surprising in this position, a beautiful king chase. Maybe the first move isn't too difficult to spot, but I would like you to really go into the variations and calculate far until you really can reach a conclusion. Okay, so up to you. Please stop the video and try to figure it out at this point. Okay, so knight takes e5, that's the way to go. And of course, the main question is what happens after black takes on d1. That's what he did in the game, which is actually surprising when considering that it's a correspondence game, because you would expect black to figure out that this is not going to end well for him. Okay, if black takes on e5, of course white takes on h5. He's very happy, he's up a pawn and great shape. Instead, black should play the move queen h4, defending the bishop on h5. And here I think his position wouldn't be too bad. White could go back to f3 and then queen f6, and let's say, well, it still looks kind of bad. I mean, white is up a pawn, but it's definitely not as bad as in the game. So bishop takes d1, certainly a mistake. Okay, but how exactly does it work here? Bishop takes f7, check, king e7, bishop g5, king d6. Okay, if now white takes on d8, that wouldn't be too clear. Actually, I have another exercise for you guys. So instead of me just talking about the moves, I'll let you figure it out, because after all, this is supposed to be a little training session for you. So how to continue from here on? What is white's next move? Okay, so it's not bishop takes d8, as you probably already guessed, because if you take on d8, black can take on e5 and attack another piece on f7, and just too many pieces hanging for white, and he's going to end up with a piece down for 2 pawns. So that doesn't work, and maybe this was what black was hoping for, but of course white had something different in mind, and that's the move knight e4 check, giving even more material. Okay, black has to take on e5, no other available square for his king. No f4 check, king d4, and now simply rook takes d1, simply grabbing the piece. The point is that now white is defending the pawn on d3 and is threatening to push the king even further into his own camp by playing c3 check. And well, there's no defense for black. Let's go through some variations. What happens if black gives back the queen? Well, white doesn't take it. He just plays c3 check still, king e3, and now he takes it. And white is down a piece, but you see the king, even without queens. Well, obviously a white queen was gone for a long time anyway, but even here with reduced pieces on the board, it's still enough to create mating threats and actually mate the king. So king f4, the black is desperately trying to escape, but no hope. Rook f1 check, king e5, and d4 check. King's once again drawn back into the white position. If king takes e4 and then king d2, king goes out of the way, threatens rook e1 checkmate, knight c4 check. It's just prolonging the inevitable knight takes d4, and here's the checkmate. So instead, black needs to try knight takes d4, and now rook takes d4. Now white has already regained the material, he's up a pawn in fact, and the attack is still continuing here. Rook d2, bishop e7, knight d6, and once again bishop takes d6, doesn't work because of checkmate. g6, also was a threat of rook f5 checkmate, which is why black plays g6, but now knight takes b7, and now there's really no defense against rook e2. For example, bishop takes g5, rook e2 check, bishop e3, rook takes e3, checkmate. So let's see what black tried in the game. He played king e3, castle, and now knight d4. Well, right now, obviously, there's a threat of rook e1 check, just followed by c3 checkmate. Very simple. So black has to do something. Another move he had available was to move bishop b4, but it really doesn't change anything. The bishop takes d8, rook a takes d8, rook f3 check. King e2 is forced. And now the rook just moves, rook a1, and it's just a matter of time. Knight c3 check, bishop takes c3, and now rook f2 check, king e3, and b takes c3, and there's a checkmate threat, rook e1, which cannot be met by black in any way, and we have a checkmate here. Alright, so let's see what happened in the game. Black tried knight d4, and I have one more exercise here for you, how to finish a game for white. Okay, whenever you're ready, I'm going to show it. Rook d1 check. Also rook fe1 is possible. Rook d1 is, I think, even quicker. Knight e2, check, but white answers with another check. Rook takes e2, king takes e2. Now bishop h5 check, king e3, rook f3 check, and it seems paradox because you're pushing the king out of the white camp again to d4, but now a nice quiet move. Bishop f7 is sealing the deal. No defense against c3 checkmate coming in next move. Well, black can of course play moves like bishop b4, but there is a mate in 2. Alright, I think it was a beautiful, beautiful attack by white, giving his queen early and then just chasing the king out, bringing the king very close to white's own king and to white's own pieces, and then there was just no escape for black. I hope you guys really liked this example, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.